Hi everyone, this is Krant Reddy, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Vijnana Institute of Technology and Science, Deshmukhi campus. Today, we'll be discussing about linked list concept. Previous sessions, we have discussed about classifications of data structures. And in this session, we'll be discussing clearly about linked list. What do you mean by linked list? What are all different types of linked list that we have? Before entering into this linked list topic, let us have a look on differences between array and linked list. And here, the first difference is array is fixed in size, whereas linked list is going to be in dynamic size. So once the memory is allocated for array, it cannot be changed while executing the program. So we are not in a position to store as the programmer requirement of elements in the array. Whereas in case of linked list, it is in dynamic nature, so that as per the requirement of the programmer, the elements that we can store. Right, that's the major difference that we have between array and linked list. Next, coming to the next case is that insertion and deletion are inefficient in case of arrays, whereas in case of linked list, insertion and deletions are efficient. That means in arrays, if you want to perform insertion or deletion, some shifting operations that we need to perform, that leads to writing huge amount of code, and that leads to the complexity of the program. So because of this reason, insertion and deletion operations becomes inefficient in arrays when compared to linked list. Whereas in case of linked list, insertion and deletions are efficient. That means we can delete any element in the list. We can also insert any element in the list. And physical deletion is possible in case of linked list, whereas in case of arrays, physical deletion is not at all possible. Suppose we have some set of elements in array. If you want to delete a particular element from the array, so physical deletion is not possible. We are in a position to shift the elements, whereas in linked list, directly we can delete that particular element. We can deallocate the memory allocated for that particular element, right? So random access is possible in case of arrays, whereas in case of linked list, there is no random access. In case of arrays, how the random access is possible is that we'll be taking some block of memory, and in that block of memory, some set of elements has been stored, and each and every element consists of some index. So we can randomly access any element among those elements randomly, right? In case of linked list, what happens is the memory is going to be allocated for each and every element which is stored in separate block, and next element of memory is going to be allocated which is stored in separate block, right? So the address of second node is stored in first node, and because of that, random access is not possible, and we'll be discussing clearly about this in further class, right? There will be a memory wastage in case of arrays, and whereas in case of linked list, there is no memory wastage. Suppose in arrays, if you take the size of the array as 100, and when you are executing that program, we are in a position to store only a maximum of 20 elements in that array. If that was the case, then 80 elements memory is going to be wasted. Maximum will be storing only 10 elements when we are running the program. But the size that we are taking as 100, that means for 100 elements, the memory is allocated, but we are using only 20 elements we are storing. So remaining 80 elements memory is going to be wasted, and that is how the memory wastage has been happened in case of arrays. Whereas in case of linked list, as per the input given by the user or the programmer, the memory will be allocated for the members. Coming to this memory overflow, suppose if you declare the size of the array as 5, and when you are running the program, there is a requirement to store 10 elements or 15 elements. In that case, it's not at all possible to store more than the size of the elements. So in that case, we'll be getting memory overflow problem, whereas in case of linked list, there is no question of memory overflow problem. And one more difference is that when you are going to use this arrays is suitable to group a similar type of elements. Whereas in case of linked list, we are in a position to group dissimilar elements that belong under one common name. And how we'll be storing all these things, we'll be discussing clearly in the further classes. Right. Now let us have a look on linked list definition. So what do you mean by linked list? A linked list is a data structure which is a collection of nodes, where each node consists of two fields, and one field contains the data item or the value, and other field stores address of a next node. That means it's a collection of nodes. Each and every node consists of two fields. and one field is going to be the data, and that data can be an integer, character, or a student information, or anything that we can store. And one important thing is that another field stores the address of next node, stores the address of what, next node, right? So what this is what linked list definition, and this linked list provides an easy implementation for other data structures such as queues, trees, and many other data structure. Right now, let us look about the node. What do you mean by node? So node in linked list is represented like this. There will be a block of memory, and this block of memory has been divided into two parts, and the data part and link part. In data part, we can store whatever the data that we want. In data part, we can store whatever the data that we want. It might be integer, character, or student data, or anything that we can store. Whereas in link part, we can store the address of next node. And how we'll be storing that address and all we'll be discussing. Data part stores the address, link part stores the address of next node. And this is how a node is going to be represented in linked list. Now question raises from your end that how we can represent this node in program. Right? How we can represent this node in the program. So node can be represented in the program, especially in C language, that can be represented with the help of a structure. With the help of what? A structure. Here, the block of memory consists of two things: the data part and link part. Data part and link part. And in this data part, I'm going to consider as one variable, and link part I'm considering as what? One pointer variable. And these two things I'm taking in one structure, and the name of the structure is slink. Inside this slink structure, I'm taking two variables. One is going to be the data part, other one is going to be the pointer. Why I'm taking pointer means in data part we'll be storing data, whereas in pointer we'll be storing the address of next node. So in order to store address, we required pointer, and what type of pointer that will be that we are going to take, I will be discussing that. So clearly int space data I taken, and this data is one integer variable which is used to store integer value. Coming to the next thing is struct space slink space star link. I'm taking struct space slink space star link. So if I take star followed by some variable name means, then it is a pointer variable which stores the address of another variable. Let struct space slink I have taken space star link. That means this star link is in a position to store address of slink structure pointer variable. Slink structure pointer variable. You can observe here the name of the structure is slink. Inside this slink structure, I taken slink structure pointer variable. Then this type of structures can be called as a self-referential structures. A structure that contains pointer to structure of same structure, then that structure can be called as a self-referential structures. Right? So this is how a node is going to be represented in a programming language. Now let us see how a linked list can be represented, how a linked list is going to be represented. Here we'll be considering one structure, and that structure consists of two members. One is going to be the data part, other one is going to be the link part, and then three pointer variables I'm considering here. One pointer is start, other one is what? A temp, other one is what? A previous. Let us keep this temp and previous aside. We'll be focusing on start pointer, and we'll be discussing clearly about this temp and previous in coming classes. Now let us discuss about start. Start is one pointer variable which always stores address of first node. Right? Start is one structure pointer variable which always stores the address of first node in a linked list. Let us assume that I will be taking one block of memory, and that block of memory address is going to be 1000, and which consists of data part and then link field. And the data part I'm going to store 10, and link field initially in the place of this 2000 I will be taking it as null. Now this 1000 I'm going to store in one pointer, and what is that pointer here? Structure pointer variable, that is start. As I said, that start is always pointing to the first node in the linked list. Right? So this 1000 has been stored in start pointer, and the start is pointing to the first node, and link part initially it contains null. Now I would like to create one more node. Again, I am going to take another node with a block of another node and with address as 2000, and that has been divided into two parts, the data part and link part. right? Data part and link part. And data part I would like to store 20, and link part initially it is null. Initially it is null. Initially it is null. This is, assume that this is a second node. Now what happens is I would like to store this 2000 address in the link part of first node, so that there will be a link from 1000 node to 2000 node. There will be a link from 1000 node to 2000 node after storing the address of second node in a first node, so that there will be a link from 2000 node to there will be a link from 1000 node to 2000 node, right? Now I would like to create one more node. Again, block of memory will be allocated, and the address is going to be 3000, which contains the data part and a link part. And data part I would like to store the value as 30. Link part I'm assigning it as null. Now I have an address as 3000. This 3000 I'm storing in the second node link part, so that link will be established from 2000 node to 3000 node. Now the last node, that is 3000 node, link part consists of null. Link part consists of what? Null. If I take the fourth node, again block of memory will be allocated. Let us assume that that address is going to be 4000, and this 4000 is going to be stored in 3000 link part, so that there will be a link from 3000 node to 4000 node, 3000 node to 4000 node, right? And one important point that you need to remember is that we are not going to store all this nodes addresses in any pointer. What we'll be doing is we'll be storing only the first node address in one pointer called start. Apart from this, we are not going to store any other node addresses. As I discussed one example in the class, like student information, how to retrieve the mobile numbers of the student. And same thing happens if I know the first node address, that is 1000, and from this first node address, if I know this first node address, I'm very sure that this first node consists of second node address. If I know the first node address, then I can retrieve second node address. If I know second node address, I can retrieve from second node third node address. If I know third node address, then I can retrieve from third node address, I can retrieve what? Fourth node. Like that, based on the addresses, we'll be retrieving the data part, and the data part might be integer, or it might be some different types of elements also. We can, any number of variables also we can retrieve with the help of what? Addresses. With the help of what? Addresses. And one important point is that in case of single linked list, the last node link part always contains null. That means if you are dealing with linked list concept, especially single linked list, I will be discussing that. So if any in a list, if any node that contains link part as null, and that indicates that there hence your linked list, or there hence your single linked list, right? So this is what the diagrammatic representation of what your linked list, diagrammatic representation of what a linked list, right? Now let us see what are all operations that we can perform on linked list. So mainly we are going to perform three operations: insertion, and deletion, and then searching. Three operations that we are going to perform in case of linked list, right? So as I already discussed, that insertion deletion becomes a complex in arrays, as we need to write huge coding in order to delete or insert the elements from the array. And one more thing, that physical deletion is not possible in case of arrays. In order to, for that problems, a linked list is providing a solution, right? Suppose this is a linked list that we have, which consists of 3 nodes. I would like to insert some node? I would like to insert one node. If I like after 10, I would like to insert. Then what I can do is I can create a block of memory, and that block of memory consists of some address as 5000, and that is divided into data part and link part. Data part I'm storing some value. Link part I'm assigning it as a null, and I would like to place between 10 and 20. I would like to place. Right? If I want to place between 10 and 20, what I need to do is 10 link part, I have what address of 20 node. So this 20 node address must be stored in newly created link part, and this 10 link part address, 10 link part should contain address of newly created node, Like that, we'll be inserting a node between any two nodes, or 10 and 20, or 20 and 30, or after 30 we can insert, before 30 we can insert. Like that, we can perform insertion operation. So what this insertion operation broadly classified into 4 types of operations again: inserting a node as a first node, inserting a node as a last node, inserting a node as a last node, inserting a node after any node or before any node. Like that, we can perform what? Insertion operation. Right? Coming to the deletion operation, among these 3 nodes, if you want to delete any one node, suppose I would like to delete a node called 20, I can delete it. But before deleting this 20 node contains address of third node. Address of what? Third node. So what I need to do is I need to store the 20 link part what we have, and that I would like to store in some pointer, and then I can delete it. After deleting it, 10 link part should be assigned with that pointer value, that is 3000 value, so that there will be a link from 10 to 30. In case of this linked list, main focus is on addresses. And establishing the links from one node to another node. And coming to the next case is that searching operations. So this is one of the root cause for going to the nonlinear data structures. See, arrays, we have one problem, and we rectified that problem with the help of linked list. Again, in linked list, we are identifying one problem, and this problem, for the solution for this problem we got with the help of nonlinear data structures. Right? Just like how you perform linear search in case of your arrays, the same thing happens in case of linked list also. We are going to search for the element from first node to the last node, just like the linear search methodology what we have, same thing we are applying here. Right now, let us have a look on what are all different types of linked list. We have single linked list, double linked list, circular linked list. Again, the circular linked list has been classified into circular single linked list and then circular double linked list. Right? These are all different types of linked list. And whatever the operations that I discussed previously, and all these operations that we are going to perform on all these types of linked list, In coming classes, we'll be discussing clearly about single linked list and what are all operations that we can perform on single linked list, double linked list, what are all operations that we are going to perform on double linked list, and same thing happens with circular linked list also, right? So this is about overview on linked list, right? I hope everyone understood it. Thank you.